We're with Suzanne, and she is the owner of Tangle Chocolates here in Williamsburg. Tell us about the history of the business.
I got started in the chocolate industry maybe a decade ago. I was a longtime body-mind therapist. That's actually, what I did for many years. And a friend one day said, "Hey, do you want to go to Belize with me and learn how to make chocolate?"
Oh! Yeah, sure, let's get on a plane and go.
What is anyone gonna say to that? So we went down there. I had been looking to make a little bit of a change anyway. I'd been doing body work for many years, and it's hard on my body as well. So when I got down to Belize and learned how to do how to make chocolate, I also started learning all of the different social justice and kinds of things that chocolate intersects with. So child labor, empowering women, climate change, trade justice, like all these other things that I really care about. And so I thought, okay, well, so my friend wanted to start a chocolate company also. So together we started a different company. It was called Boho Chocolate.
Okay.
And we made bars, and you can get them, they're all around now. But so I did that for a few years. Then what I really loved doing was talking to the people, to the actual customers who ended up consuming the chocolate. And so I started Tangle with the idea that I would sell just direct to consumer, no wholesaling at all, and make the chocolate we'll have to hold up a picture of the chocolate itself because I make it in these little slivers. Have you seen it yet?
No.
Okay.
Is that where Tangle came from?
Tangle references the rainforest, the vines, the jungly, and also Tangle is kind of like, I say like a tongue word, like a tasting, like, tasting, tangle, blah. So you kind of use your mouth, so yeah.
Excellent. What year was that when you started Tangle?
I've only been here in this location with a storefront for a little over 2 years.
Okay.
For a couple of years before that, I operated out of my home. I started during COVID, the Tangle part. I split off from Boho, and I was doing pop-ups and just selling from my home and through the internet. And then I bought this gas station and renovated it. It literally had cars up on those lifty things.
Yeah.
Like no walls, no bathrooms, no HVAC, no nothing. And so that was an enormous job that took forever.
Oh my goodness.
And then we finally opened a couple of years ago here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what all do you make? I saw drinks and things too, coffees and...
Yes. Well, so chocolate is our main thing. My idea was the kind of chocolate that I grew up eating, probably the same kinds you grew up eating, right? Like Hershey's, is really different than the kind of chocolate that I make. This is an Earl Grey tea infused, 72% single origin, organic, 2-ingredient chocolate. So try it. Do you like dark chocolates?
Love dark chocolate.
Okay. So with it being made in a little sliver like that, it melts very quickly. It coats your whole mouth. You get a lot more flavor from a very small amount of chocolate. That has about 9 calories in it.
You're right. Melts very fast too.
It does. That's the
Don't
point.
hold on
We want
to
it to. So a lot of people put the whole thing in their mouth, and if you just hold it in the roof of your mouth for a few seconds, it starts to melt, and you get this whole big experience from a small amount. So this is expensive chocolate. The cacao beans that we use are really expensive.
Yeah.
I pay way more than fair trade price for the beans that I use because the farmers need to make enough money to raise their families and, clothe them and send them to school in most of the countries where the where I get the beans from, school isn't free. There's no like public education.
Oh.
The history of chocolate it was involved in the slave trade. A lot of the laborers initially were enslaved people, and imagine how cheap everything would be if you're not paying for labor.
Right,
So
exactly.
that was the genesis of the whole thing, and so anyway, so we're moving away from that now. So I try and get people to appreciate, to more savor the chocolate.
Right.
And make a little bit go a long way. So I'm going to show you. This is our little boxes. So this is the smallest box. And I have many customers who tell me, oh, I bought that a couple of weeks ago and it's almost gone. And I'm like, you're my ideal customer. I know for myself, I eat one sliver a day in the morning with my coffee. But these are, well, you can't see because.
So you sell them all by the sliver?
I sell them in these, in slivers. So
Oh, okay, so that's a bigger
That's
one.
what it looks like. If you can,
Okay.
and then we have a larger box that has two layers in this beautiful custom-made box that opens up really elegantly, and you can get 2 flavors. Anyway, we have 14 kinds.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. So I'm really passionate about teaching people about chocolate and bringing this, really special. It's like, I like to say, Beyonce or, these super famous people, Taylor Swift, whatever. They can buy art and collect cars and all this stuff that's completely out of most people's reach, right?
Right.
But this, they can't get chocolate that's better than this, it's a better quality than this. It's a much more affordable luxury, just a way to kind of bring a little bit of joy into people's lives while at the same time doing a little bit of good in the world. That's what I'm trying to do.
Wow. So did you say you get the whole bean?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's a lot
Yep.
of work,
It is.
converting a bean to the chocolate.
Right. So I import bags of cacao beans, and I can show you in the back. There's a viewing window so you can see
Okay.
how the chocolate's made.
Okay.
And we roast the beans, winnow them, grind them for days and days, temper the chocolate, and then make the little slivers. So it takes, depending on the variety of bean and the kinds of flavors that I'm trying to bring out in it, it takes from the time it's roasted until the time these are made and ready to go, roughly 7 to 10 days, something like that.
Oh my goodness. So is it all dark chocolate that you do?
We do make some milk, a few kinds of milk chocolate,
Okay.
but it's a very dark milk. So
Okay.
it does still have the creaminess of a milk chocolate, but it's less sweet and it has a lot more cacao in it. So the legal definition in our country for a product can call itself chocolate if it has, guess what the percentage of chocolate is?
I bet it's 5% or something.
Okay, well legally the FDA requirement is the food has to have 10%
That's
of
pretty low,
actual
though.
chocolate in
That's
order to
pretty
classify
low.
that. So the big name makers, most of their chocolate is 11%, so that they're just over. Our milk chocolate is 52%, so it starts off being about 5 times as dark.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can taste a difference.
So you learned this whole process of what to do with the raw beans when you went to Belize?
Right.
Okay.
That's where I got started. I mean, certainly over the years, because now, I've been doing this for about 10 years, so I've learned a lot more, since then. But yeah, I learned enough to get started there.
Is it just you making the chocolate, or do you have people helping you now?
Well, it's just me making the chocolate, but I have a full staff to help run the cafe. So we use the chocolate to make a lot, all these really delicious baked goods, and we have a bunch of chocolate drinks.
Okay.
And in addition to selling the boxed chocolates, and then we also have a few savory things because people come in, I'd like so we make frittatas and scones and muffins and stuff like that. But we're not a restaurant. We're not a restaurant.
Okay.
And
that's
we
just to have along
events.
with their coffee.
That's right, exactly. We have a full coffee bar, and we have a lot of events here. And rent the space out for like birthday parties, and we have a rehearsal dinner in a couple weeks, and things like that. We have open mics, and we're having a ping pong tournament right now, and just a random, trivia night. We do a lot
just
of
to get people in the door, kind of.
Yeah, well, and because the hill towns, there just aren't a lot of places to go. There's not like a central, city or meeting place, and so people just love having, we had no idea. We joke about being cruise ship activities directors. Sometimes it feels like that, because people are dying for like stuff to do and a place to go, in their community. So so that's why we do a lot of those things. Many of them have been suggested and requested by our customers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you do classes where you teach people how to do the whole chocolate process?
Yeah.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, the chocolate making classes are a really big part of what we do.
What's the biggest challenge that you're facing with this business?
Well, the price of cacao beans has skyrocketed since I came into this, and it's impossible to pass the full increase and then the tariffs on to our customers.
What do you love most about it?
Oh my gosh, I am having so much fun. A lot of the activities are things that I want to do anyway. Karaoke, like the ping pong, whatever. So it's basically like, what would I like, And I have a wonderful staff and the best customers ever. I already knew a lot of people in the community. I've been around for a long time, but I've met so many new people who they'll come help me carry the garbage to my car on the day that we're closed, or they'll, bring in chairs that they're not using anymore for us to use here. We also sell wine and beer, so people can come on their way home from work or on a Friday or Saturday night for dessert and, and a glass of wine or whatever it is too, so. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for talking to us.
Yeah,
and
my
maybe we can
pleasure.
see a little bit of the chocolate process.
For sure.
Great.
So this is what the pods, it's a fruit
Yeah.
that grows on a tree.
Yeah. So it's good for you. Okay.
This is the seed pod, and these are beans. This is wet, kind of slimy. Imagine like lima beans or something. It has this pulp around the seed that's inside that's very a sweet and sour kind of delicious thing. So a lot of times people at Origin and animals will suck on the seeds, just for like a little, kind of like piece of gum or whatever. Imagine you're just popping something in your mouth to refresh yourself.
Okay.
And then the animals go along and wherever they spit them out, that's one of the ways that the trees get spread. Isn't that cool? That is.
Oh my gosh.
But these get put into
Do you need a hand?
Yes. And here they're being fermented. And they say they have to get stirred, because they get covered usually with banana leaves and stirred periodically throughout the day and night. Someone's getting up at night to make sure that they're fermented evenly in there. And then after some days, that goes on for days, then they're sticky and brown like this, and they get spread out to dry.
Wow.
Okay.
Where they're also whipped, throughout the night to make sure that they're drying evenly. And at that point, they get sorted and bagged, and that's when I get them.
That's on this.
Yeah. When these pages go into here, and they turn it, they cycle it.
it'll like heat up and go around there. How long do you have to? It's about 20 minutes. You have to get the outer husk off the bean.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay. Sorry.
And so we use this, which is an
Oh my
old
goodness.
Champion juicer. Do you remember juicers?
Oh, definitely.
With a shop vac and a popcorn
And a shop-
machine.
No.
Yes.
way.
Duct taped together.